seems as though that in that world, that it seems like if they're talking to you, they feel like they're still alive. You understand? They feel like they're still alive. And they feel like, hey, why are you not listening to me? That's because they're dead, but they don't know that that they died. Right? So they will be standing up right there in the kitchen or wherever in the house. And they'll be saying, hey, you're not listening to me? Why are you not listening to me? But if you are spiritually in Elohim, in righteousness, and you are a spiritual person who loves the Most High, there's something called discernment, and you get this kind of feeling that something is wrong. Your place start to feel hot. It was an evil spirit. Your place start to feel heated, and all of a sudden you feel pinned down. That is when you're having a vision of an evil spirit, a spirit that you do not know about. Many of us experience it. Like, let me say, you don't know, a spirit come into your house, right? And you're going and sleep. And let me say, you're spiritually tired or you're spiritually weak. That spirit will try to communicate with you. All right? And what will happen if that spirit is an evil spirit? For that spirit to really communicate with you, that spirit had to pin down your soul to talk to you. But if it's a warrior like me, you ain't taking no fucking pin down. You ain't taking no pin down at all from no spirit, whether dead or alive, or whether alive and what again, whether dead or alive and you're out of your body and you're roaming all over the place. Don't come by me. Don't come by me at all. You see, what I'm trying to explain here is that although in that world, the people in that world, in the land of the dead, although they are dead here in the flesh, life still goes on for them. So although you mightn't see your loved one anymore because they're buried or they're burned or wherever, their soul still exists. And their soul don't just end up in heaven just like that. There's a process. Everything is a process. Every single thing, there's a process. One can just die and enter heaven. So we as a people, we who are here in the flesh, we need to understand the spiritual world and how it functions. Because the pastors, the priests, the evangelists, the so-called prophets and them who just come on Facebook and talk about God, talk to them and blah, 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 and blah. These people have no idea what is the spiritual world. They might have an experience of the spiritual world, but they do not know that the spiritual world exists around us. All right, let me give you another example. Like, let me say, the prime ministers and the presidents from back in your father days or your mother days, who were ruling then. You know, one come to mind. Let me say, I will use this word, I've used this name, Trinidad, last Prime Minister, Patrick Manning. So Patrick Manning now, although it seems as though Patrick Manning dead, Patrick Manning's still alive. His spirit is still alive, but it's just that he cannot communicate with us here in the natural. There's no communication there unless if we are in sync with the spiritual world. And to be in sync with the spiritual world, one must be living holy, one must be living righteous, and one must be living set apart. You don't just get to talk to spirit just like that. So when we are psychics, pretending that they're talking to the dead, or they say, do you want to talk to your dead loved one? Psychics have no power to talk to the dead. Right? Psychics, priests, pundits, all of them, powerless. They have no power to talk to the dead. The ones who they are communicating with is the evil ones, evil spirits. Now, If you are in unrighteousness and you sell your soul to the devil will communicate with you. Lucifer and his angels, the fallen angels, goes by different names in society, in different religions, in so-called history. Right? We were never taught the truth about these deities. Because if people know the foundation of these deities and who they really are, nobody on the earth wouldn't want to worship these deities. You see, my point is, a lot of people worship their own God rather than the Creator. And when you ask them who they worship, they say God. But you have to remember there are millions of gods here on earth. Your phone is a God. Your laptop is a God. Your wife is a God. Your husband is a God. Once you make and you worship something here in Atlantis, that's your God. If you worship your boyfriend, that's your God. You worship your husband, you worship your car, you worship your house, you worship your land. If you worship these things, when I say worship, let me go down a little mean. What I specifically mean is, if you worship these things, if you put these things before Elohim, the Creator, you will find yourself in a lot of problems because you wouldn't be able to see your way properly in life. You catch what I'm saying? You wouldn't be able to see your way in life because your way in life doesn't add up to the way of righteousness, of holiness, of truth. So if you decided to continue on that path, it would be the path of righteousness you go in. Praise Yah if it's the path of righteousness. If it's the path of unrighteousness, change that way. Turn to the righteous way of Elohim. So when we talk about righteous way, it doesn't mean Christianity. It doesn't mean Hinduism. It doesn't mean Buddhism. It doesn't mean Islamism. It doesn't mean New Ageism. It doesn't mean to worship man or worship your dog, your cat, your fish, your aquarium, your business. All these things are blessings on Elohim. If you put Elohim first, then you will be blessed. Once you put Elohim first, all right, there's a scripture that says, seek ye first the kingdom of Yah, and all these things will be added unto you. You know what that means? Seek ye first. Seek Elohim first. Make Elohim number one priority in your life. You know, this is for people out there who going through a struggle. Things ain't working out right with them. Or some of them, they cannot bring forth children or wherever. I'm giving you a tip here, telling you what to do. People don't just be blessed with children just like that. It's a gift from the Most High. Being blessed with children is a gift from Elohim. Right? It's a gift. But you need to seek Elohim's face to receive that gift. But I had a lot of people message me and say, you know, bro, I need a reading. I want to make it clear, I don't do readings. I am not a psychic. I am not a fraud. I am not scamming anybody for money. I'm not, as you can see, there's no bank information coming up. There's nothing there that tie you to me. You need to be tied to the Creator. This is the reason why we gather here at this point of the time. Because you need to be tied to Elohim. Your tide don't need to be a fleshly tide or a sexual tide. That tide needs to be tied to righteousness, tied to Elohim. You see, these days, a lot of people's mind is all over the fucking place. Everybody just love themselves. Everybody just worship who they worship. And nobody ain't concerned about the prime creator. Who is the prime creator? Yahuwah, of course. I know I'll talk about this, but I have to teach about it for the new ones who might be listening. Now, we cannot bring forth, without a female, a man cannot bring forth a fruit. So here what scientists did, they built artificial wombs. Even though they build an artificial womb, that child still cannot live out half of the days in that womb. Let me say it again. What scientists did today, they built artificial, right? They built artificial womb, and what they did was they placed the sperm and the egg together in that incubator. And you know, it does hatch eggs. That's what they're trying to do. But the difference between a human and an animal or a chicken is a similar process. It's just that the chicken lay eggs, and after a certain amount of time, the eggs hatch. Question. Now let me say, there's a certain amount of time before the eggs hatch, right? Now in a human term or human form, the way how Elohim made the body awesome, the human body, rather in a magnificent way. There's so much things about the human body that mankind still didn't get to discover. But I'm here to teach you all certain things that you all need to know. Yes, I'm running from a conversation there, but I will come back to it this now. What I really want to talk about now is the shift that's happening. I'm running from that conversation to come back to it. Now I'll make you all understand that I need to leave this conversation and come back, because you all might be able to take in every single thing I'm saying. Right? So that's the reason why I'm running from that conversation. I'll come back to it, and then I will come back to this, explain it a little deep, stay on it a little bit. I can't just teach you all everything one time. I'm not like your government who ramming COVID down in your throat every single day. COVID. No, I ain't ramming no COVID down in there at all. It's the ancient truth. It's up to you if you want to accept it. I am not forcing anybody to accept the ancient truth. I'm not taking you by the well and then drowning you. No. You need to go to the well and you need to drink from the well. I mean, in some circumstances, I will take you to the well. But these days, I ain't taking nobody to no well. Because when they take them to the well, they want to push you instead and say how you planning to do them something. That is not with me at all, guys. In other words, what I'm saying is, everybody have to seek Elohim on their own. Each their own. Alright? I could only bring the truth to you and try to open your eyes. But it's up to you if you want to accept it. We are not forcing anybody to accept the ancient truth. We're not taking you all back cliff or precipice and say, if you don't accept the ancient truth, we'll push you down. No, we don't do that. We don't do that at all. Right? So yes, we don't do these things at all. So it's up to you all to accept the ancient truth. We know the prime ministers and the presidents and them ain't accepting no ancient truth. Because the prime minister can come out and tell you all, when they reach by the pearly gates, you know, this faceless person, faceless and nameless person. As far as I understand, I am who I say I am. Alright? And he is the prime, and I is the minister. Right? So, that's why I'm trying to say is that, you know, people trying to make me look bad. You know, they try to make me look bad in Trinidad. They try to make me look like if I was a madman. You know what a madman is afraid? A madman just coming and talking, you know, but, you know, the madman and you know, That's what your prime minister doing. Anybody remember that conversation that the prime minister had? Trying to insult me? Yeah? And say how I'm a faceless guy. I'm a faceless and nameless guy. And the way how I behave it, as though that people take the vaccine, they wouldn't be welcome in the pearly gates. They're mocking Elohim. Things to get you angry. But I as a man don't get angry, so it will take real plenty for me to get angry. So what I had to do is open your eyes to see that even your prime ministers, your presidents, scientists, your leaders, your teachers, every one of them is listening to me right now. I am sure right now I have about 6 teachers on the line. I probably have teachers, it probably have prime ministers listening, presidents listening. Because a few days ago I had a couple ministers from Trinidad listening to the live. So they know damn well that I am talking the truth because they've seen it for themselves happening. So that it's just the fact that the prime minister trying to insult my intelligence. But the fact of the truth is, you can't insult my intelligence, but I'm the one teaching everybody. Right? I'm the one teaching everybody. That's the reason why Trinidad and Tobago will not ever reach herd immunity. All the countries on the earth will not reach herd immunity. Alright, let me just go back. So we're going back. I tried to skip conversations. I will come back to it when it comes back in my spirit. What is the purpose of the portals? The purpose of the portals, these portals that you see in there, is to bounce back reflection on the monolith. Anybody ever heard about a monolith before? I did a full intense teaching about the monoliths, which I'm going to replay. Probably in the next couple of days or so, I want to explain about the monolith. So the purpose of these glass-shaped portals. Now these portals in the air, alright, it have no engine in that, eh? If you look very good. There is no engine, you see nobody inside that. So you can't say that there is an alien ship or aliens in these portals. We have nobody in that. Now a question you might be asking me right now, how that could be elevated in the air just like that? Who is our creator? Elohim. Well done. So these portals that we are seeing there, these blue